let's talk. First of all, it is official. The support streak of 20 straight streams ended last night. I'm not surprised. With the insane amount of support that came out during the Fight and Feast Marathon on Sunday, it was definitely going to be ending at some point soon. And what's funny about that is, yesterday, on the main gameplay stream, which was Star Wars, it continued, and it had nothing to do with Jinx. Jinx was the person who had started this streak, was coming in with giant tips almost every stream. And I would say maybe out of the 20 straight streams we did, probably about 17 of those streams were championed by him, while there was probably 3 or 4 streams that were everyone else, and he wasn't really involved. But definitely during the Fight and Feast, oh my freaking god, he massively supported that stream in such a huge way. He was gifting memberships, he was doing ginormous tips to get me to drink shots of tequila and everything. And of course, that was kind of like the Hail Mary, and he got tapped out, and he even said yesterday, yeah, I'm not going to be contributing anymore at this point, I'm tapped out. And we still hit the goal on the first stream, which was absolutely amazing, alright? But then finally last night, as we were playing Oblivion, it finally cooled down. Still had a great stream. We still had good attendance, good engagement, decent support. We had good super chats, some memberships. But the tips finally calmed down. And we did not hit any of the goals of the tips last night. That's just fucking sad, Which is perfectly fine. And finally the streak came to an end. So now the good thing is, thank you. Because here's the thing. There's people who always want to be up in my personal business. And immediately when this streak started, oh my god, where's all that money going and what's this going? First of all, it's no one's business. Absolutely no one's business whatsoever where any money goes that I make on this stream. Yes, I did make several $100s in tips recently. I love this guy. Didn't you just make hundreds of dollars recently? Yes, and that went to bills. As I said, this is the worst financial position I've ever been in my entire life. I need as much support as possible right now in the short term to get through this next week, or else I'm screwed, okay? Alright? I could be spending it for great things. I could be spending it for frivolous things. I could be donating it to charity, or I could be fronting it to a drug ring out in Brazil. It's none of anyone's business. It doesn't matter. And you have no right to ask what anyone does with any money that they make on a stream. It's none of your fucking business. So even by asking that, you're breaking the rules of the stream. And if I see people talking about that kind of crap in my chat, you will receive a permanent ban. Just so you know. It's none of your business whatsoever. Now, some people have already started to say things like, well, Phil buy a new PC, and we'll Phil do this, and we'll Phil do that. Alright, I'll give you a little bit of transparency as much as I can without essentially getting too personal, alright? The good news is, I now have a little bit of a surplus, because this has been, a week and a half, essentially, of over-the-top support. By the way, on my normal streams, I would still get good support, but this is just above and beyond that, okay? So I have a little bit of a surplus. Already, I can tell you, I put some of that towards monthly bills, where I paid forward a little bit more on some bills, to kind of clear me and get me a little bit in a better position, alright? So that's number one. That already some of it's gone to very important things. I do have a little bit of a surplus that I'm purposefully saving. Couldn't that money have been used on bills? Of course. Of course it could have been. I would assume some of it did get used on bills. But when you're gifting money for a holiday, you're actually supposed to use it for something, for the holiday, unless you're explicitly telling. Like, for example, if my parents said to me, oh, we're going to give you a Christmas present. I said, this year, things are so bad, please just give me some money I can use to help with my bills. That's fine. But if someone's giving you a present, you have to use it for something that's, intended. My parents are giving my wife a birthday present. My wife was supposed to use it for something nice, so she had told them is that I'm going to get an exercise machine. That way, if something happens, let's say, for example, oh my God, there's, my car breaks down, or a piece of equipment breaks, or something goes wrong, and I need some money to do something, I have it. That is the pitfall of having basically little to no credit, is, having a bankruptcy many years ago, that, I don't have the same abilities as everybody else. I don't have just money to charge or spend on a whim, but now I'll have a little bit of extra, which is nice. It's nice to have that flexibility. This will also take a little bit of pressure off of the next several months when I'm going to start buying lots of new games and everything. It won't be really a concern that I have to invest that money back into the business because I have that flexibility. But the truth is, I don't need to be telling you this. I really don't. It's literally none of anyone's business what any content creator or streamer does with money that they've raised. It's just that people on the internet are scumbags to me. They've made so many things up about me and said so many nonsensical things about me that are complete bullshit or based, again, on a nugget of truth that they turn into an insane conspiracy with no factual substantiation, that people will literally question every little thing I do. Like, for example, if today I was going to play Zelda and I picked up my controller and you noticed it's a white controller, people would be like, wait a minute, what's that? He didn't have that controller before. He had a black Pro controller. Why is he playing with a white controller? Where did he get it from? How much was it? Where was the money spent? You see what I mean? It's insane. These people are fucking nuts. That's not normal behavior. That's obsessive behavior in a very toxic way. And this is what I deal with every day of my life. So please understand, that's why I don't reveal more about my personal life. That's why I don't do house tours. That's why I don't do all this shit. These people are actually crazy and have latched themselves onto me in a very negative way in order to propagate that crazy conspiracy and toxicity. I wanted to protect my family members. So that's why I didn't do that. Okay? So, absolutely not. I'm not telling you everything I'm doing with anything that I raised there in that week and a half of amazing support. But, you know, was it enough to completely change my life? No. This is a week and a half of a little bit of extra support every day, essentially, which is nice and will help in the long term, but it's certainly not something that's, oh my God, it blew me, now it feels completely good forever. No, that's not the case. You know, just like anything, I'm going to stream every day, and I'm going to have goals, and I'm going to hope to hit those goals, and if I don't hit them, yeah, if I don't hit them several days in a row, it hurts. It hurts to not be raising the goals that you've set for your business, you know? There's an established amount that I look to make every day or two, because that's essentially what I need to do things like do the necessities, pay the bills and everything, right? So, yeah, and it's funny because then people are like, oh, you see, so he's been so good that he doesn't need any support forever. Like, you're an asshole. Like, how do you not understand how life works, right? That's like saying you were walking down the street, you found a $100 bill, so now you don't need to get paid for the next 2 weeks of work when you go to work. Like, what? As of Friday and onward, I'm going to still be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know what I'm doing yet, because the bottom line is, I told you guys, I have no money. I literally have $0 to my name right now. Zero. So I can't afford any games. I was going to play Untitled Goose Game, except that last night I got the notification that I have no money, and I was like, that really sucks. You know, every day the money I get from tips, I'm transferring to my bank account. So essentially, I'm overdrawn. For them to tell me that I have that, you know, the notice that you're, you know, no balance or whatever. So I don't have money for it right now. I want to play it. It's only $15 supposedly, but the money that was given to me yesterday for it, I already had to put towards paying bills. You know, that's more important. So it's just stupid talk. Anyway, so the streak is done for now. Will we ever have another streak? Perhaps. These things come and go. I'm incredibly grateful to Jinx for getting it started, to everyone else who contributed in any way during this streak. Thank you so very much. I hope those of you, because a ton of gifted memberships came out of this. We started in the low 500s.